everyone, and welcome to the Something in Mimosas podcast, a show where we share powerful life lessons, a few laughs, and empower women while sipping on mimosas. Now, grab some orange juice and champagne and welcome your host, Gail Dudley.
Well, good morning, everyone. This is Gail Dudley with Something in Mimosas. How are you today? We are a week and 2 days since the U.S. Capitol building was breached. So let's do this. Let's let everybody grab their mimosa before I get started. As today, it is just myself, and I want to talk about know your limit. Know your limit. But go ahead and get that champagne flute. Either get your champagne, or if you choose to use a flavored Perrier water, or Perrier water, if I should say it correctly, or if you choose to use sparkling cider, please go ahead and grab that. And then I want you to also, hopefully you have it in your home. If not, remember this recipe for later. Get some white cranberry juice. You're going to grab yourself 4 fresh cranberries, or they could be frozen, and then have a sprig of fresh rosemary. Again, so you could do this now or later. If you don't have these ingredients, go ahead and do your champagne or sparkling cider or soda water and have you some orange juice and put an orange slice on the side of your glass. But if you want to be a little bit more fun with it, have your, again, sparkling cider, or have some Perrier water, or you can have champagne. Have some white cranberry juice. Get you about 4 fresh cranberries or frozen, put them in the bottom of the glass, and a sprig of rosemary. It is such a refreshing mimosa. Some people call it the fall cocktail, but you could also call it the winter cocktail. And you only really need those 2 ingredients and then the garnishing. It is refreshing. It is wonderful. The white cranberry juice, you might just want to have 1 32-ounce. Then get your fresh cranberries or your frozen, and then chill everything. So maybe you can get these ingredients today and have it for your Saturday or Sunday. Chill everything in advance, and that will keep the bubbles going longer. And you can also put it in a punch bowl if you want to have a social distancing group where maybe 3 or 4 people come over, or they may want to stop by, like you're having a lemonade stand. Do not use ice in this. Do not use ice. You're going to pour your juice in first, then you'll add your bubbly, and then you'll drop in your cranberries, and then you put your sprig of rosemary. It is refreshing. The cranberries will float to the top, and you can just have a great time. So find your space on the sofa or in your chair or on your bar stool and listen in to this week's edition to Something in Mimosas. Again, my name is Gail Dudley. I am your host for today. I want us to get started. Again, know your limits. We are a week and 2 days since the U.S. Capitol building was breached. Many of us have visuals in our mind. We have words that we heard or words that we have read. We have our everyday ongoing life situation. Some of us may have experienced fear, and others may have experienced anxiety or worry or unable to sleep. So I want to start by giving you 4 areas, and we're going to do this quickly because I want you to have your journal that you can sit back, sip on your mimosa, and journal your thoughts after hearing this episode of Something in Mimosas. So the first thing I want to suggest to everyone tuning in is to know when to pause. It is okay, people, to pause. It is okay to make the decision that I am going to pause and be still. So know when to pause. Know what that looks like. Know when you need to turn off the television or turn away from the news or turn off the radio or turn off podcasts. Yes, I'm saying podcasts, and I'm doing one right now. But know when to turn it off. Know when to shut everything down. Know when to pause. It is so important to know when to pause. Pause, breathe in, breathe out, have new imagery. Look at pictures of, if you have children, of your children, or your pets of your pets, or your neighbors' houses, or flip through magazines of decorating or gardening. Play some soft music. Just breathe, relax, pause, take a hot shower, sit in the tub, light some candles, just pause. So many of us are in a hurry and we're rushing here, there, and everywhere. And God is saying, I just want you to pause. So know it is okay to pause. The second thing I want to suggest to you is to know when to practice self care. Know when to practice self care. And yes, I have a few suggestions I want to leave with you in this particular one. We have two more to go, but right now I'm under self care. Why is self care so important? It is so important because when you are feeling drained, when you are feeling lonely, when you are resentful, when you feel that you are undervalued, when you feel as if no one's listening, when you feel that people are avoiding you or dismissing you, especially when you're trying to express how you feel, self care is important. It helps you release stress. It helps you boost your self esteem. It helps you with positive thoughts and feelings. And here's the truth, we all need that from time to time. So often we want to turn to someone else for that information. But I am asking you to turn to yourself and identify those things you need for such a time as this. So here are a few ideas. Try alternative healing therapy. What do I mean by that? Just take time to breathe. Do some stretching in your home or in your bathroom or in your bedroom. Take time to hear your heartbeat. Take time to listen to when you breathe in and when you breathe out. Live healthy, eat healthy foods, get enough sleep, exercise, manage your stress. Make sure you're taking time to look at your medical condition, your physical, your emotional, your mental, and be honest with yourself when it comes to those things. Be honest with yourself. Have good hygiene. Are you taking time? Do you feel good about yourself? Y'all, this is self care. This is self care. Have a good skincare regimen. You know, you may think that's nothing. No, take your time with it, exfoliate, use a cleanser, use a toner, use a moisturizer, use sunscreen. Take care of your whole body, your whole self. I said earlier about getting in the bathtub, put some detox bath salts and seeds in the bathtub. Put some Epsom salt, some baking soda, put some essential oils in the room, have a diffuser, have some candles, have your mimosa. Sometimes when we're going through and we have to pause and practice self care, know when to practice that self care, y'all know when to declutter your home. What's around you that needs decluttering? Organize a space so that when you go to a particular spot of your home, your bedroom, or whatnot, you're not looking at, oh, I need to pick that up, or I need to do that, or I might as well turn the television back on. When you're practicing self care, everything else needs to go away and all attention needs to be on you. So declutter, have deep conversation with God. I talk to God just like I'm talking to you all on the podcast today. I have a conversation. I'm telling God where I am and what I feel like. And even when I think about the previous Wednesday when the U.S. Capitol was breached, I had the conversation as to God, why is this happening? What do I need to do? How do I need to organize? Is there anything specifically I need to focus on? And one thing that came to me was, just like in the time of the pandemic, when it first hit, when the coronavirus hit in 2020, back in, what was it, late February, early March in the US, and I was going to the store and I was stocking up. What God was telling me, just stock up so that you're not worrying, so that you're not concerned. Don't wait until it's too late. Do it now. Do it now. Here's another thing I want to share with you all: exercising. When I was looking at all the videos, being that I'm in media personality, I was looking at all these different videos that were coming in from all these different news sources so I could prepare for news in motion. And I'll tell you about that at the end of this segment. But I was looking at how people could not run very far when they were running away from the Capitol, when they saw what was going on, including news people who were being harassed. Y'all, prepare today when it comes to self-care, and be sure that you are exercising, that you have some form of physical fitness that you are focused on. Take walks throughout the day, stretch, learn how to breathe, oxygen in, oxygen out. There was someone who was pushing a wheelchair, and the person who was running and pushing a wheelchair, they were exhausted. We need to really focus on our health and say, okay, what do I need to do? How do I eat differently? How do I front load more fruits and vegetables? And what do I mean by front loading? Getting those things in the morning when you feel like eating them, and not in the evening when you could want to just have some what I call comfort food. So have that conversation, hear what God is saying, exercise, practice gratitude. That's another thing with self-care. Practice gratitude. Write in your journal, what are you grateful for? The other day I was in the store At Home, and no, I'm not an affiliate with At Home, but they have some of the best things. If you have one in your area, check it out. But I went there looking for a blackboard to put up on my wall. But I kept seeing this one picture, and it was chipped on the side. The frame had some scratches on it. But this was a huge picture that was framed, and the words said, "Grateful every day." And I walked back and forth looking for a blackboard. I left there with that picture. Grateful every day. And I have positioned it coming down the steps from being upstairs. So every morning when I'm coming down the steps, I have to look up and see that image that says grateful every day. So practice gratitude, be grateful, keep a journal, write notes, send people letters, send people notes. Text messages are fine, but y'all, let's not forget to call people, to send a handwritten note, a handwritten card to people, a thank you note, donate to charities. Just be grateful. If you really want to go way out, have a massage. Yes, even in social distancing, especially find someone who they're following the protocols and they have their standards, but have a massage if you need to. Learn to say no, people. Learn to say no. Laugh, dance, have a great time. Y'all, that's ways that we can practice self-care. Number 3, know when to prevent others from projecting their stuff onto you. Know when to prevent. Don't allow other people to project their stuff onto you. Don't allow them to do that. Bring that to a complete halt. Let that shut down immediately. Know when to prevent that. And when you're uncomfortable with that, some things that you can do is to meditate, do some yoga, do some stretching, take a walk in the woods, look at the scenery, do something different. But know when to prevent others from projecting their stuff onto you. So again, I talked about a week and 2 days ago, the U.S. Capitol building was breached. There were many conversations. There were some arguments. There were some people defending. There were some people who are grieving. I'm in that place of grieving right now. And although there were many conversations coming my way, I knew when to prevent people from projecting their stuff onto me. And I'm asking you, know your limits, know what you can handle, know when to prevent people from projecting their thoughts, their feelings, what they're dealing with onto you, because you have to protect yourself from some of what's going on. And then finally, know when to pray. Know when to pray. So I'll recap that and then I'll go into prayer. Know when to pause, know when to practice self-care, know when to prevent others from projecting their stuff onto you. Now know when to pray. And this is all coming under know your limit. Again, we have visuals, we have words, we have life situations and circumstance. Some of us have fear, some of us have anxiety, some of this have triggered some sort of trauma. Know when to pray. As a believer, as a Christian believer, as a follower of Jesus, one of the prayers that were in the Bible continued to come to me during that time I was watching everything unfold, where it says, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Stop right there. Give us this day our daily bread. Know when to pray. Say, God, give me this day my daily bread. Daily bread is having that daily nourishment to get us through the day. That daily nourishment, that daily word, that daily thought, that daily energy, that daily motivation to get us through the day. Start looking at your days. Know your limit. Start looking at your days as a daily thing. Not, yes, we all have goals. We all have plans. We've all been taught that. But when we're talking about know your limits, know what you need for that day. Because for some people, we're just trying to make it through that day. We're trying to make it through that moment. Give us this day our daily bread. Give me my daily manna for this particular moment, at this particular hour, in this particular season. Give me, give us, give your people this day our daily bread. What's daily? What's important? What's my daily financial need? What is my daily clothing need? What is my daily nourishment need? What is my daily, whatever that is, my educational need? What is my daily wisdom? What is my daily prayer? Abba, Father, thy will be done. Know your limit. Know your limit, people. Know your limit. I really believe that God is trying to teach us some things. No, I do not believe that He caused this breach to happen, nor do I believe He caused the pandemic, the coronavirus. But now that we're in it, I believe God is speaking, and we need to pause. I said, know when to pause. We need to pause long enough and ask the question to God, God, what are you speaking? Where are you trying to get my attention? Where are you asking me to slow down? What is it, God, that you need me to do? So it brings me right back to know when to pray. And while I'm on prayer, and eventually I'll do a segment that's dedicated to prayer. But right now, while I'm talking about prayer, y'all, do you know your prayer could simply be calling on the name of Jesus? You could just say, Jesus, that's your prayer. Your prayer could simply be, help me. Let's say you're not a believer, but you believe in a higher power. Your prayer could be, see me. Your prayer could be, speak to me. Your prayer could be, reveal to me. Your prayer could be, remove the scales from my eyes. Your prayer could be, move around me. Your prayer could be, protect me. Your prayer could be, uplift me. Your prayer could be, help me. Help me in this season of my life. Your prayer could be, give me strength. All of those are prayers. But y'all take that time. Practice self-care. Know when to practice self-care and sit quietly somewhere. Know your limit. Know your limit, people. Know your limit. I want to hear from you. Let me know. This is now episode number 6. Let me know if this is speaking to you. Let me know if you have any suggestions or thoughts. Let me know if you want to be interviewed on the podcast. Let me know if you know somebody who wants to be interviewed. You can email me at info, I-N-F-O, dot, that's the period sign, Gail Dudley, Gail, D as in David, U, D as in David, Ley, at gmail.com. Again, that's info, I-N-F-O, dot Gail Dudley, Gail, D as in David, U, D as in David, Ley, at gmail.com. Let me hear from you. Please let me hear from you. I mentioned earlier about News in Motion and that I'm a media personality. Monday through Friday at 7:25 a.m. Eastern. Again, that's Monday through Friday at 7:25 a.m. Eastern. You can catch it. It's public. We don't have to be friends on my Facebook page. You can catch it. News in Motion. News in Motion is under Gail E, and that stands for Elizabeth, Gail E. Dudley. Just look for that page at 7:25 a.m. Eastern. You can join us with News in Motion. We have become a family. We have become a community where we are dealing with news with relevant commentary and a call to action mixed with inspiration. So I give the news, then I give a call to action, and then I give a for the win. This is the person who gets the win for the day. And then I leave them with the inspirational message, and we have a great time. Don't want to catch it on the Facebook page? Maybe you don't have a Facebook page? No problem. You can go to YouTube. My YouTube is www.youtube.com/Gail Dudley. And again, that is Gail, D as in David, U, D as in David, Ley. So go to www.youtube.com/Gail Dudley and subscribe. You will also hear this podcast on YouTube, but you can see the Monday through Friday News in Motion, Monday through Friday News in Motion. It is uploaded to YouTube by 9 a.m. Monday through Friday. Also on Sunday. On most Sundays, I give a devotional, a short Bible study that you can hear at 7 a.m. on Sundays. 7 a.m. on Sunday. So I do want to hear from you. Let me know if you have a mimosa recipe. Send those to me. I will give you credit. I will give your name. And again, if you know anybody who was like, I would love to be a person on her podcast, let me know that. Again, my email is info.gaildudley@gmail.com. All right, y'all, that's today's episode for Something and Mimosa. Thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to our gathering on next week as well. You be blessed, and remember my famous words, peace out.
Thank you for joining us on the Something and Mimosas podcast, and don't forget to come back next week. For more Something and Mimosas, follow Gail on Instagram at Gail Dudley, subscribe to Gail's YouTube, or visit us at gaildudley.com.